What's up, guys? First chance I've had to actually get out in some weeks now, and I figured since I need to get back here and actually do a little exploration on some of the new property here. I've went a little bit into it, but I haven't had a chance to really get out and wander in it. I definitely won't cover all of it today. I just not enough time in the day to do it, but I figured since I was going to go ahead and try to walk a little bit of it, I would bring you guys with me and let y'all kind of tag along and see what it looks like. I know there's some real low swampy areas in there that have been filled up with water. I'm hoping those have dried out a little bit so I'm not knee deep in mud the whole way. But yeah, there you go. This is part of the new area. Like I said, we're just going to kind of go take a walk and see if we find anything interesting. So let's stop yakking and go ahead and get after it. Yeah, there's a lot of water in here still. It's going to be pretty wet to try to traipse through, so hopefully I don't stumble and fall and drown the camera. Well, so far it's been pretty uneventful. Really wet in some places in here. A lot of damage from when Hurricane Irma come through. A lot of trees down. I'll try to show y'all some of those here in just a minute. Only thing really of interest that I found per se so far is I did find an old tree stand somebody had from years ago. It looks really old and it's all broken down, but that'd be this one right here. So yeah, other than that tree stand, that's really all I found. Nothing of note, just wet, swampy area, a lot of trees down and all that. So we'll keep walking and I'll try to show you an area where the trees are down, where looks like a little tornado come through the top of them, kind of like I showed y'all before on the other property that come through. So hang on and we'll go take a look at that. So there's one of the trees that's down. You can kind of see this big swath right through here. You can see this, it's doubled over up there. Let's take a little walk over here and see if this will show up any better. This is what a little tornado will do for you. And that down, all that, all this over there. Let's see if I can keep running into any water moccasins, because this is their home turf. Let's see if we can scooch up there. Oh yeah, nice and muddy and wet. There you go. has the loveliest smell that you ever did want to smell. Now to try and make it across that, which is about knee deep, which is definitely over the top of my boots. And I really don't particularly fancy getting inside of my boots soaking wet today, if I can help it. Might not have no choice unless I go all the way back the way I came. And really don't want to do that either. Now, check this out. This is a classic example down here in the southeast. And you have a tornado come through that doesn't actually fully touch the ground. It just stays up in the treetops. So that'll snap those trees off like that about halfway up. And it'll do all that over there. Well, there it is, guys. I know this was short and sweet, but that's honestly about all I can show you, because it's just too wet in here and unstable. I ended up stepping in a little, it's equivalent of like a peat bog. It looks like regular ground, but you step in it and go up to your knee. It's all wet and muddy underneath. Yeah, I got one whole leg down here that's pretty wet, and I just can't risk taking a spill and dumping the camera, so had to keep it put up more than I wanted to while we were walking around. So, however, that said, I do have some fairly useful areas, especially right around in this immediate area right here where I'm sitting at now. And honestly, I think this tree right here makes a pretty doggone good little talking bench. So we might have to start utilizing this little bench here a lot more, and kind of make it one of our talking spots. So, what else I wanted to cover you guys? Yes, it's November 5th. And yes, it's ridiculously muggy and hot still here. We had a nice little touch of cool, crisp fall air a week ago. And it stayed for about 3 days, and then all the muggy hot air come back and told it to skedaddle. Wasn't real happy about that. The only good thing right now is there is a little bit of a breeze blowing, so that is helping to keep the mosquitoes and such down, because with all this wetness in here, they are definitely rabid still. That's one more big reason why I will be exceedingly glad when winter actually does get here, and I am praying we can have a nice hard cold winter with some good hard freezes. It's been about I guess it's been about 2 or 3 years since we really had a normal winter here, and you can tell it from the bugs and such. So I would very much enjoy seeing us get back to our normal winters to cut down on that a little bit. So, not sure there's much else I can ramble about. The only other thing I think I can say is I really think I'm gonna have to do a video on solid colors and test them out a little bit. Probably solid Coyote, and I've definitely got to test out this solid OD, because I don't know if you can tell from the from the pictures, or on the video rather. I don't know if you can tell, but this stuff actually disappears pretty doggone good in here. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but I would not feel bad, or I wouldn't feel disadvantaged, I guess is the right word, if this is what I had to use in this terrain. And I think it has some additional uses as well, making it a little multi-purpose and versatile. So might have to do that. Now, here's what's crazy. The pants on the top are what's considered OD green. The chest rig is actually Ranger green, but as you can see, the chest rig is really close match for the OD green. So it's kind of a tight crossover there. But yeah, I think this is a pretty doggone good match. I was noticing too, the little two-tone pistol here that I did with OD and then Flat Dark Earth Furniture. This little sucker, I sat it down one time to take a look at some stuff, and it literally took me a minute to find it again. And it's not even camoed. It's just the OD green Alumahide and the Flat Dark Earth Furniture. So I'm really digging that shade of OD. I was a little skeptical at first, but I think it's making a winner out, or a believer out of me rather, and it's a winner. I think it's further evidence and proof of that if you go over to Brent0331's channel, my good buddy over in Texas, him and Bruce, another good buddy. Those two guys recently went out to Missouri to One Shepherd for some training stuff that was going on that they got to partake in, and solid OD is what they had to wear. And I've talked quite a bit with them about it, and they were also equally impressed with how well it worked. So my point in going on about all it is, maybe you shouldn't feel too disadvantaged if you don't have quote-unquote a camouflage pattern and you're just working with solid color stuff. That might be a very effective option and an alternative for you, especially since this net is what most people reference as olive drab OD. This is more akin to Ranger green. I think it's kind of a shift. Dr. Larson, who happens to also be one of the top guys at First Shepherd, he did a post on Brent's video about the OD and the evolution that it went through to what we've got now that's considered this current variation and shade of OD. So it's not really OD, it's olive green instead of olive drab. I know it sounds like semantics, but it's really not. I mean, there's actually differences in it. So I think the cool thing is, since there really isn't a true set standard anymore for olive drab, olive green, etc., if you go that route and you do some mixing and matching, it can give you some good two-tone effect. You know, like this is more olive drab, this is more of the olive green. You know, my hat's a little different shade of olive. Ranger green gear, and that's what the pack is Ranger green. So I think mixing those greens like that, you can really kind of get a nice little buffet line going of all kind of good stuff happening. So yes, sir, I think we're going to have to visit that and possibly do an effectiveness video on just a solid OD in this area and see what it looks like. So that said, I'm going to get back inside, take a shower and wash all the sweat off of me. Do a good tick check, because I know they're out here. And it might be time for a little bit of a beverage and a snack. Not that you guys care, but I think a big plate of my homemade chili dip and some corn chips is calling my name. So, take care as always, guys. Stay safe. Get out there as you can. More coming up in future videos. Catch y'all guys soon.